99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59, where we can be resourceful, ever so slightly more resourceful than we have been. Is this going to be a disaster? No, because we don't need the perfect stand or the perfect start. We can just use this as our perfect thing, which is perfectly imperfect, because that's what people are looking for, which is a vulnerability in how we start. A difficulty where, oh, you get to see me struggle as you get to see me struggle, right? Good morning. And it's 5 ways to be slightly more resourceful as we step towards a new destiny. Is that chapter 15 of a future book? Maybe. Let's start with that. Books. Maybe books aren't your thing, and maybe long form video also isn't your thing. And that's okay, because we can just go with, ooh, you like the adjustment? We can just go with specifically, how do we become slightly more resourceful in a way that's not necessarily empowering, because that might intimidate you, but in a way that we're quilting, joining ideas like a quilt. Like a nice warm quilt that we stay warm under. Quilting is a concept that's within Tina Selig's book, Ingenious. I want to say page 172. You can quote me. Where initially the resourcefulness of being able to read a book or watch a YouTube long form video or be on Instagram for the 99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59, where we take and we become massively resourceful with one video. And our monster notebook. Our monster notebook, where we quilt. Number 2, yet also number 1, is how do we curate and edit other people's stuff? The reason I had that hezzy pause is I wanted our 2 brain hemispheres, our 4 brain hemispheres, to hemisphere sync synchronicity together via a playlist. And so what we're doing with curation and playlist and return on investment before going to a show to having a muse is we're collecting these different things into a level of Christmas where we get to have Christmas for 99 days. We're not just doing Christmas for the 12 days of Christmas, or some people barely doing 1 day of Christmas. Let's say you watch videos. I'm not saying do playlists for all the videos. I'm saying start a playlist of 3 videos that you join together. Initially, you're going to be like, that is so easy to do. But guess what, Larry? It's going to be easier for me not to do it. And that's okay, but this is how it will work out for you. I have a networking friend on social media, specifically name of Xavier Scruggs. And I read what he wrote, and I'm doing a playlist for something else he wrote 4 months ago. That's literally a 2 video playlist where he has a video from January 1 or a reel, okay, which is REEL. It's Instagram's video. So just like this thing called NOSTR, no one sees the real. And the double entendre is nobody sees the real. Nostr. It's a social network that nobody's on because it's so random that it's Nostr. We're doing a 2 video playlist where we conjure up resourcefulness from 2 videos that were free for us. Okay, I know I seem so proud of myself, but this is why. It's not just I have massive confidence. It's not I know something that you don't. It's because I treasure something that is free. I curate and hold something of value, which I will review and recap in the hopes that this will springboard us all and you as a player coach. Because look at my YouTube channel. I have sub 300 subscribers. Like, I have such few number of subscribers. Look at my Instagram. My Instagram, you would think with me being as awesome sauce in the real world, you would think that my Instagram has a couple mil, right? How many people have you met like me that walk around and they have a couple mil Instagram subscribers? I have 200, maybe fewer. And so if this intimidates you to start, set that aside, because we can be expanding and going outside of our comfort zone together. Where this is going to be the first time that we do a YouTube playlist. Might be the first time that we do a curated thing that is a curated thing under the 99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59. Why 59? Because that's Xavier Strug's player number. So when we curate together 2 videos that we watched, we can do a deal with a guy that we met on the internet, or girl, or a 3-way, where you're not doing a sexual 3-way, you're doing a 3-way concept where you're the meat in the sandwich, and then you're taking 2 videos that somebody else did. That's a 3-way. Just like the joke of 5-way for my super popular Twitter X series, which is how to do a 5-way. Because, get it? You think it's one guy, 4 girls. 5-way? That's actually a giant disaster, by the way. When the hands go from 2 hands to 4 hands, it's not double the number of hands. It actually is an exponential number of hands. So, in the same way that doubling is exponential, when you get a penny and you double it every day, for the first week there's less than $1. By day 30, it's over $5,300,000. If a penny were to double, how much money is it worth by the end of January? Over $5.3 million. Yeah. That's why the first thing that we can do as a practice for a 3-way is you will curate 2 videos from one person or 2 people, it doesn't matter, towards one focus. And so when there's an amount for resourcefulness, then we can springboard, we can curate, and we can slightly step out of our comfort zone in a way that is an existing tool that exists. We don't have to wait for a slightly better video camera streaming on an iPhone 6. We don't have to wait for, you like that? You just use your old iPhone, connect it up to Wi-Fi, no editing, or editing, and you launch where you're not saying, I will only begin entrepreneurship if I were to get a better video camera. I will only go venture into entrepreneurship if Larry can just do 72 more days inside of the 99 days of Christmas. Like, why don't we just go now? We could just go now, right? We can just go now versus going later. And there's a venture capital adage where some VCs do not want to fund you until you've gotten to a certain level of adoption. That's why there is 3,373 live action business case studies. Oh my God, these dovetail so perfectly. So here is live action business case study 1459. Live action LABCS 1459 inside the 99 days of Christmas, day number 59. Live action business case study 1459. Because the first LABCS was what? Live action business case study 3373. Live action business case study 3373. Let me review those two for you because this is free resources conjured up in a way that is amazing. Yes, Happy New Year and welcome to the 99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59, where two business case studies are going to be massively helpful for you. Two business case studies that will be massively helpful for you. Live action business case study 3373 and live action business case study 1459. I'll pause while you write those down on a notebook, on a pocket notebook. I'll pause. LABCS 3373. LABCS 1459. It's like that annoyingly awesome Jedi who's got two lightsabers, or that Darth Maul that everybody seems to really like, where he's got a lightsaber that actually doesn't even make any sense because it's coming out of both sides. Live action business case study 1459, LABCS 13373. In creativity, subcategory resourcefulness, parent category 99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59. The creativity of sitting atop somebody who is your mentor. So the first thing that you do in doing a three-way, two videos and you curating, connecting, is we connect to one concept, which is cutting and participating in our first YouTube video. Initially, it can just be a short where we're just watching a video. This is video one for you. This is video one for people that don't have a video, that also don't have any subscribers. I will connect with you as your first subscriber when you do this first video. Here's how it works. You find one video, one portion of this video, you find another video. You find one portion of this video, you clip it, and you don't say, oh, I'm going to use this. You clip it, and then you don't say anything. All you do is clip it. Look at my YouTube shorts, where I've clipped videos where I don't even talk. I just clipped 15 seconds. Do you guys love how this is your first YouTube video? Because here's how money works. It's also centralized, meaning why are so few a number of people making so much money? Like, it's kind of unfair and it kind of sucks when you're not part of the group. But then if you look at content creation, everyone knows the statistic, which is you have a movie studio in your pocket right now. Yet, 80% of the people are producing zero content. What happens when you step outside of your comfort zone of, I want to be able to criticize people's stuff, I don't want to actually do stuff? This is the answer to so many things, because this is why people don't start businesses. This is why people don't produce content. And I'm not saying start a Silicon Valley venture funded business, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is practice execution. Practice and ship your first video. Sell your first customer was day number X of the 99 days of Christmas. And you don't even have to sell something that you did. Set that aside for a moment. Launching your first video is simply picking 15 seconds of this video to watch, but not say anything. So YouTube allows you to create a short, and the short is where the original video is on top and then your reaction is on the bottom. Voila, you've shipped your first video. Now pay attention to the language for Xavier Scruggs, slide number 3. You know what, I'm even gonna just pull it up. Smartphones either can ruin you or they can springboard you. And when you don't have an intention for when you open your phone, you're going to get super distracted. Is this screen upon a screen? So this is how you're shooting your YouTube. The YouTube video that you like is playing above your head, and then your face is down below. You don't even need to have a face that is you don't even need to have a face that is your face. You can do a faux face, a fake face. You can just do this, where the video for YouTube plays up above, and then your fake face is down below. Or I've seen videos where you can draw a face. The key is to ship one. You like the cowboy hat, don't you? Everyone loves the cowboy hat. Let me read from Xavier Scruggs specifically. Learning how to get out of my comfort zone was a big one. He's talking about resourcefulness, What was the toughest lesson you had to learn during your transformation outside of playing baseball in the year 2020? That's a great question. This is how Xavier Scruggs DJs into this video while we win at being slightly resourceful or being super massively resourceful as a 5 tool player that's now focusing on our 1 play. As a 5 baseball tools, we're just going to focus on having 1 tool, which is resourcefulness. Learning how to get out of my comfort zone was a big one. I needed to put myself in a position to figure out if I would be able to be passionate about something. Even when I didn't come easy, I just tried to start speaking more and created a podcast to help me speak often about the things that I was passionate about. I know nothing about podcasting, but I was going to have to at least start somewhere. Let's set aside launching our first YouTube video if that's scary or intimidating. Let's talk about a lemonade stand business. Let's talk about why some people seem to be in flow. For example, Shelby Sapp. She has a video that went viral on Miami math. Miami like Miami, Florida, math like arithmetic. Because I used arithmetic and a pinned tweet on my X profile that gets me so many deals, I feel guilty. Miami math. Math in Miami. Talking trash via this smack talk. My Italy trip was 14 deals. My penthouse apartment, this is Shelby Sapp talking, this is not Larry Chang talking. My penthouse apartment is 2 deals per day. My pink Porsche is 3 deals per week. Welcome to the new girl math. Miami math. Once you no longer see the world as $1 million is a barrier that I'm never going to get to, or once you see the world as, hey, I could never understand EUTWM PPM, and why does Larry Chang keep saying that Monday is going to be lit, right? Monday's going to be lit. Monday's going to be lit. Why is Monday for sure going to be lit? Is that because there's a party going on Monday? Yeah. That party going on Monday is a work party where we get to be massively resourceful even though our boss sucks, even though our company's not perfect, even though VC Larry Chang, who invested in GameStop and sits on the board, hasn't yet invested in me, and he won't be my friend, and he doesn't even follow me on LinkedIn. Guess what? On LinkedIn, I have 1 contact. 1. Now, granted, I've hacked LinkedIn because when we were all doing lead generation for PayPal, we all said if this whole PayPal thing messes up, we still have at least the business card exchange. The resourcefulness of PayPal was to realize we could hand out a slice of pizza to get an email address that then connected up to a PayPal account. And so initially, we didn't have Chad and Steve's website, YouTube. And so when it started up, I was like, why don't we, instead of mailing videos on tape to show people a movie on VHS, why don't we just do it over streaming? The resourcefulness of doing our first video, where we just take 3 video clips or 1 video clip where we don't even edit it, we just cut it. That is our first video. So what part of the 99 Days of Christmas, day number 59, impacted you in the 18 minutes that you've watched. So spend less than 4 minutes clipping your favorite 15 seconds, and that will have been your first launched video. And then, is it going to go viral? It might, because look at how many people have surpassed me, such as Shelby Sapp. She signed up less than 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. She has more subscribers than I do. Why? Because people want to see documentation and editing. People don't want to see a completely polished entity. And do you see how I wish this were video 1 instead of video 1600? Because when you're on video 1600, it's embarrassing to have 7 views. Do I care if I have a video that has 3 views or no views? My family is almost 100 people. That means my close rate for sending videos to my family is low. And that's okay, because those videos get artificial intelligence scraped. And so even if your video falls flat, which fortunately and unfortunately, it won't fall flat. And I'm kind of jealous of you. I'm jealous of you that you have such a great mentor named Larry Chang, and that I didn't. Oh, wait. I did have a mentor who's actually better than Larry Chang. This video is like spot on crazy good, right? Admit it. Admit it. You know what? I'm going to pat myself on the back. This video is crazy good because I thought that Larry Chang was awesome. Turns out it's Mark McCormack, which is also a video that you can do. Is you can go into what did Larry Chang learn from Mark McCormack, and then pick your favorite 15 seconds from that resonates with you, to you, on what they don't teach you in school. Resourcefulness, ingenuity of playlists, curated. Let's say you don't want to do a video because, oh, I don't like how I sound. Oh, I don't like what I look like. Well, guess what? 2 more plastic surgeries and a voice coach, and you're still going to hope for more voice coaching or more plastic surgery. That's actually out of a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Did Shelby Sapp also talk about it yesterday? Yes. Has she put it on her YouTube? Not yet. So you can literally go to Shelby Sapp Instagram, take a 15-second clip and post it onto YouTube. Do you see how easy it is to curate? Now, let me also show you how being resourceful and long form video and paper conjures up together. Duck 9. Have you guys heard of it? It doesn't matter, okay? Because I started that company that became 9 figures before I left college. How? Why? How? Really? 2 books. Jerry Detweiler, The Ultimate Credit Handbook. And what's that other book I used? It's pretty good. What's that other book I used? There's another book that I used. I keep forgetting. Oh, wait. I don't forget it. I don't forget that book title. I don't forget that book title because I just showed it to you and you didn't write it down. I just showed it to you and you didn't write it down. Look at how enthused I am. Look at how enthused I am at a live stream with under 200 people, aka 3 people. Look at how enthused I am. That's how enthused I was with how I read the book, The Ultimate Credit Handbook. Did I curate that book? Yes, because I read it more than once. So I combined two books, The Ultimate Credit Handbook, 99 Days of Christmas, Sunrise Videos, video number 18, calling this 99 Days of Christmas, day number X plus 59. Two books. Two books. When you watch a speaker, watch if they're mouth breathing or if they're nose breathing. If they're mouth breathing, they didn't read Breathe by James Nestor. While you're watching a video, here, you guys, while you're watching this video, if you're comfortably seated, sit slightly higher. And OMG, if you're watching this in bed via my sleepy time, let's fall asleep to Larry Chang content, okay? I guess just stay in bed. But like, don't do dirty stuff. Exactly. Don't do dirty stuff. You're so bad. This is not sex talk. This is not meditation prior to tantric. This is us winning via two books. Stop with the sexts. I'm embarrassed. Let's focus on two books. You know what? You know what? Let's say you have sexual energy. We're going to channel it into monetary energy. Oh, did I just quote chapter 11, Think and Grow Rich? Yes, I did. Two books. Jerry Detweiler, Gerri Detweiler, Detweiler. Jerry Detweiler, The Ultimate Credit Handbook. Mark McCormack, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. What if Jerry Detweiler had a computer science degree and sold credit cards? That's how I read the book for the 15th time I read that book. Because initially, when I read the book, I was like, does Jerry Detweiler really have enough information about how college students can use the Ultimate Credit Handbook? Are there some missing chapters? It's not a missing chapter per se. It's more like something's not quite expanded upon. Is this your first video? Expansion on a prior? Yes, it is. Because I know I've said something where you're like, oh my God, OMG, like that last thing that he said was amazing. I hope to hear him say it again. If he says it 17 more times, then I'll be successful. I'm making fun of you right now. I am. Go back and cut the component of your favorite 15 seconds as your first YouTube video. And so I took two books and I constantly expanded on a prior. So let's say you've got 2025 goals. You put it up on your treasure map. I just looked at my own treasure map. You put it up on your treasure map. Oh my God, I have a treasure map right here. You put it up on your treasure map, how many times you expanded on a prior. That could be your first day of Christmas if this is the first time that we've met, which is the 99 Days of Christmas expansion on a prior. What you're doing by being resourceful and expanding on a prior is you're taking remnant energy that is everywhere around us. When I took Jerry Detweiler's book, it was already 10 years old. When I read Mark McCormack's book, it was already 20 years old. It wasn't the newest book. It was just a book that was near me where people would say, hey, have you read this book? And now when I hear, have you read this book? I only need one. But when I was a kid, I needed to hear, hey, have you read this book? Have you heard of this book? I needed to hear that 2, 3, 5, 8 times. Now, if I hear something once, I log and curate it. That's what your first video can be, is the 15th time you've heard something, and then I'm going to have and ask for Larry Chang's consent for, is it okay if I edit your shit? And then you become better because you cut and edited 15 seconds of content to ship your first video. What happens after you ship your first video? It could be a super similar experience to what happened when I first amplified Jerry Detweiler's book in front of a speaking gig that I got because I was study buddies with a sorority girl. What would then happen? It turns out the magical stuff that will happen, you don't know if you don't do the first one, because when you don't start, the ball doesn't get rolling down the hill. And when I say the ball rolling down the hill, maybe you're in a climate that has the ability to roll together a ball down a hill called a snowball. Am I citing Alice Schomburg's book about Warren Buffett, Snowball? Yes. Did I write chapter 70 for Warren Buffett? Yes. Should you be impressed by that? Yeah. But also be impressed that chapter 65 is for you. Yeah, I also wrote that. I deserve that level of confidence because that's my ability to be resourceful when an author has a book. And so I clipped what should be there from another book. Let's focus on the student athlete component of being resourceful, where we've talked about quilting with Tina Selig with her book Ingenious. I want to say page 172 for quilting together ideas like a blanket. You know, like this cute little warm fuzzy blankets that like grandma makes for you. She quilts together a quilt. That's what you're doing to launch your first video. That's what you're doing to launch your first $1 billion business. Why am I batting 1,000 when it comes to blonde female billionaires in the United States of America? Why? This is why. Because hot blonde females are like, oh, life's better as a blonde, and abundance, abundance. And then they look at me and they're like, well, he may not completely know what he's talking about, but he's fun to listen to. And if I listen to him long enough, maybe he'll fuck me. And so there gets to be a certain amount of information that hits the blonde female founder's brain. And then she goes, oh my God, Larry, I understand everything. Selena Slavenberg, to be future billionaire. Shelby Sapp, gonna be a billionaire. If the word billion offends you, just talk about it as if it's a million, which is really what a billionaire is just having 1,000 millions. 1,000 millions is a billion. And so why don't we just focus on our first 1,000, which is the abundance mindset of resourcefulness. Do you like how this video comes full circle? Do you like how this video completely comes full circle into ingenuity and the playlist of resourcefulness as it specifically pertains to launching our first video and selling our first thing? I'm going to grab tea and you're going to grab a pen. Who's faster? Who's faster? Me or you? Who's faster? I had to get tea. All you had to do was locate a pen. Let's sell our first thing or play, because you're in bed and this is me talking enthusiastically and somehow you're falling asleep and you're using this as a sleep aid, okay? Am I offended by that? Nope. This is what we're going to do. You're going to fantasize about picking an expensive, cool thing to go to that you want me to pay for you. Or some rich girl is going to fly you out. Do you like the gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises? That's also part of being resourceful. We don't have to wait for a guy to buy us shiitake. Yeah, we all can. So fantasize about something that you actually want to do. No more sextings. No more sextings. Focus. Fantasize. Focus. Fantasize. Fantasize however methodology you want about what thing that you want to go to that is expensive. What is that? So we're going to breathe in the abundance and the resourcefulness of being able to win at entrepreneurship. Being able to win at entrepreneurship where we can go to any super expensive thing that we want to go to. What is that thing? What is that thing? Because the journey of 1,000 steps to the most cool Instagram taggable things begins with you cutting your first YouTube video. Hat tip, Shelby Sapp, who has more followers and more subscribers than I do after just moments on YouTube. Your results actually won't vary. They literally won't vary because when you take a 15-second clip of this video into your YouTube and then you text me the link, magic will happen. Why? Because I'm rich and I'm bored and I'm going to do this because look at how many times prior I've done this. Larry Chang at Voltaire Capital, Volition, V something. He's made fewer millionaires with hundreds of millions of dollars than I have in my resourcefulness for making millionaires with my cowboy hat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you get it? Do you get it? That's the rap song, You Ain't Got a Chinaman's Chance. Chinaman, sitting on a fence, can make hundreds of millionaires using just 15 cents. And I know I'm making fun of another Chinese VC dude who's also semi-Asian, okay, at Volition. But that doesn't make what I said not true by focusing on the fact that my cowboy hat has made more millionaires than VCs with hundreds of millions of dollars. This is not shit talk, okay? This is like Miami math. And Miami math is where I'm not necessarily talking trash, I'm backing that trash up with arithmetic. Where if my cowboy hat has been able to make way more than 100 millionaires, than a venture fund who mathematically is only going to make fewer than 12 millionaires. Let's say the word million is debilitating because it has a certain amount of emotional energy attached to it. We're no longer going to call it millionaire. We can just call it a stick. Because what is a thousand 1,000s? That's all it is. But every time you hear it, you're like, oh, money's only being made by like a small segment of the population, which DJs up perfectly to our concept and our focus, which is the 99 days of Christmas, day number 59, which is we're going to go from content consumers into being a first video maker. This is the first time we'll have done a video. This This is the first video that you will do together on this series of the 99 Days of Christmas. How are you going to do it? Pick your favorite 10-second clip, something that I said that 15 people prior have said to you, and you're like, you know what? Now I'm actually going to do something about this because this is the 13th time I've heard it. Are we talking about social credit? We kind of are, but this is more resourceful than hoping for 200 subscribers and then we'll try to monetize our base. In fact, reading ahead in the book pun intended, Shelby Sapp is probably going to start doing corporate turnarounds after she tries to monetize her social media following. So it turns out your social media following doesn't matter. It just matters that you started and are vulnerable and are willing to cut, curate, edit, playlist one video. That's your soundbite. pick pick whatever soundbite you want to do. Pick whatever soundbite you want to do. And remember, if some of these videos aren't super well organized, know that I put the entire library not on Twitter X, not on Bumble, okay? Which I did for a season. I put all my best stuff on my dating profile. Oh my God, I cracked myself up. No, I put them all on Instagram. So when you open up Instagram, you're going to get distracted by either people that want to sleep with you or people that you want to avoid or vacations you want to go to. Nope. You're going to have to open up Instagram and go right to the Larry Chang 99 Days of Christmas content that's not curated. How are you going to organize it? Oh, what a really good question. You start with your organization by doing one video where you yourself are going to launch your first video and you're stepping from category consumer to category maker. This has been super helpful, right? 99 Days of Christmas, how to be resourceful, and launching and doing our first thing with me as your first subscriber. That's Live Action Business Case Study 3373, Jobapreneur. Let's say you don't want to be an entrepreneur. You can go back to your job, which we are all going to need to do because today's January 2nd and the 18 Saturdays in a row don't run out forever, right? So today's the day that you're going back to work. And so tag yourself to edit tag yourself to edit this clip, this video that was more than 20 minutes into 15 seconds or 2 videos, and I will be your first YouTube subscriber while we take the clip that you cut, you curated, you playlisted into a under 20-second playlist, and we will expand on a prior, because this is book club. I unknowingly wrangled you into the resourcefulness of me reading to you books that you have not yet yourself discovered. And so because of this push, pull, push, as me being a player coach, I want you to surpass me. And the surpassment should be possible, at least on social, because you may not surpass me money-wise, but you will surpass me with vanity metrics that old you used to care about, which is, hey, I don't have enough subscribers, or hey, I don't know if I should begin until I get a slightly better video camera. This shit's being shot on an iPhone 6 while I'm holding my iPhone 13 that's full of memory, that has Duck 9, deeply understood credit knowledge, as I cut 2 books, edited 2 books. What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, Ultimate Credit Handbook. And then I took my mentor, Augie Garrido, and augmented him by screaming into the void. Screaming into the void of ESPN, baseball. Literally with a thought that I would share after every pitch. Do you know how hard that is to do? To have a thought, to have a meaningful thought after every pitch. There's close to 250 pitches executed in a baseball game. And I have to have a thought before each pitch. Yeah, that's how I met Xavier Scruggs, because he's like, who is this guy? How many subscribers do I have for my baseball? 4? Less than 10, okay? But how enthusiastically was I going to over 100 baseball games? How enthusiastically? Super enthusiastically. Am I recommending that you do baseball? Do whatever you want to do. Xavier Scruggs did baseball. Shelby Sapp is doing Hot Girl Sales Club. Whitney Wolf is doing Bumble. Lisa Falzone took an iPhone, iTablet, iPad. Oh. Tampon jokes. Kind of funny. And she turned it into a revel. Whitney Wolf. Sarah Blakely. I get Bumble-ons mixed up. Sarah Blakely cut the shoe off of pantyhose. Bam, billion. I mean, she had to go sell Nordstrom first. But like, how awesome is us starting to start? It's been super fun hanging out with you. And I look forward to being your first subscriber when you launch your first video, as you sell me your first thing, your first notebook. Sell me this notebook for $42 to $50. Pick a number. So you sell me my own notebook that's blank. You sell me my own notebook that's blank, and then you refund me twice. How resourceful are you with being able to sell something that costs less than $1? How are you not liking this video, by the way? Like, so many viewers, and my like ratios like it. Actually, it's a super high like ratio. Guess what? Do I care about likes? I care that you are able to like something, because liking something now is akin to being in a monogamous relationship with one. Monogamous? That's not the word. It's mahoganyous. It's mahoganyous. It's in a mahogany, one-to-one wood relationship where liking something is akin to professing public love. And that's why we benefit, is that we don't need likes. We don't need subscribers. We need to just sell me one $50 notebook. And then we're going to use the Mark McCormack Chapter 6 reverse rebate model to no longer be stuck at 0 things sold and 0 videos, which is, you sell me this notebook for $50. And if I take 2 pages of notes, I post 1 page to Instagram, YouTube, X, 1 page, post 1 page, get half the money back. This is how you sell notebooks. Because now you'll make a friend for life because, oh my God, writing stuff down actually was super helpful. And do you see how you're becoming resourceful by selling shiitake that exists versus, oh, I just need to come up with this product. Oh, well, my product needs to be slightly better in order for me to sell my first one. Oh, I need more and more resources before I choose to step towards my new destiny of having 1,000 sticks, aka a billionaire who changes the world. That person who's saying that language isn't going to change the world. The person who is launches and ships and is massively resourceful and starts. It's been super cool hanging out with you. It's been super cool hanging out with you. It's been super cool. All right, now that the ADD people are gone, let's get into the awesome stuff that is curation. So, when I'm talking to you, you're like, does this person really have the expertise required? Even though you see Harvard PhD thesis sitting there at the Harvard Business School website, okay? Still, you're like, he sounded like he was joking, which genius people are like, oh my God, not only did he write a PhD thesis, he actually made it into stand-up comedy, and it's fucking hilarious. And so you don't subscribe or be a fan of Larry Chang. You look inside your group and nod with distinction of this dude's got game, and you use a burner account to view and fan and do spy research into the genius shit that I'm doing versus the public proclamation is on X, where if they're following you on X, that's a public proclamation of love, much more so than a like. This is Silicon Valley inside networking, which is why I'm so enthused with a subscriber base of like a single digit number of hundreds, because it turns out those things don't matter. Playlist, how to work a room, playlist, everything I knew about women, I learned charging VCs. Oh my God, that's a doozy. You're welcome. Should I repeat that one? Nope. I'll let you clip it and go back. Playlist, the 90-second MBA. Playlist, EUTWM PPM, which has a sequel concept, which is hashtag ENGR145, which is engineering up a tidal wave of momentum perpetual promotion machine, which I repurposed into LABCS 1459, which is engineering up a tidal wave of momentum. Here's where it changes. Perpetual promoting money machine, because of treasury operations via zero coupon bonds, via no recourse bonds that sold. Is that hashtag Michael strategy? It is hashtag Michael, as in Michael Saylor, strategy, as in micro strategy. And you see how that's just conjured up from seemingly a joke that is now made real. Playlist, 650 ways to duck bankruptcy. 650 ways to duck bankruptcy. 650 ways to avoid bankruptcy. 650 ways to avoid bankruptcy.